Everybody. This is Dr. Deborah, your How to Love minister, your How to Love healer, your relationship guru, your relationship expert. I'm all of that. I think it's all the same thing. And I'm here to talk today about something I think that's really difficult. I've talked about both and I basically offered that, there's not always a either or answer to problems, or things are not that clear cut and dry. But when we talk about both and, we're really talking about people's understanding of what they perceive the truth is. Your truth and my truth are two different things. And so when I talk about truth, my whole idea is that it is it is it is not just one way. It's more than one truth. As I began thinking of this, I thought about the cliche: beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everything is in the eye of the beholder, and so is truth. Truth is in the eye of the beholder. Was I just thought about even beauty? What's beautiful to me may not be beautiful to you. What is exciting to me may not be exciting to you. What is right for me may not be right for you. Those are truths, and which means that they are fluid and they are not hard and fast. You can't put them in a box and say this is what truth is, because again, there are some things we used to think were true we know are not true anymore, like the world was flat. Just something like that. So now put yourself in a relationship with somebody you really love, and y'all having a conversation, and his or her idea of what I don't know. Let's look. I just looked at myself and I see makeup on my face. There are some people who don't wear makeup. Some women who don't wear it, don't, and quite honestly, I don't blame them. It's a lot of work, but anyway. And then there are some men who don't like women that wear makeup. They just think it's not attractive, and they just think it's beautiful. The natural beauty is enough. Those are truths. They live their lives by that. A man who doesn't like a woman in makeup won't be attracted to one that has it on, rather, that wears it. A woman who thinks that makeup is a God's gift to women won't be caught dead without it. Gets up in the morning, first thing she does after she washes her face is put some makeup on it. Won't go to the grocery store without it. Won't walk to the mailbox if that's what she has to do without it. That's her truth. That's her life. That's how she does her thing. Now, let's put those two people in the same relationship. See, that won't quite happen, will it? Because he's not even attracted to her. And of course, she's thinking she's looking her best. So why isn't he? So we can't put those two in a relationship. So let's put him in a relationship with a woman who, when he met her, she was quite natural. Everything about it was natural. No perm, no makeup, no extra nothing. Maybe no bra. Just totally just doing her natural thing. And then one day, he loved it. That's what he loved about her. One day, they get ready to go to the movies, and she comes out all made up, all permed up, all gussied up, all up, and he doesn't know what to do with it. Now they have to have a conversation about what beauty is, and the value of it, and or the fact that, well, it's her, the fact that she does not need to wear makeup to look good. What do you think? Hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a long conversation. And what's going to make it long is, let's just say he is not even trying to hear it. He doesn't think it's necessary. He thinks she looks fine without all that stuff on, and he is just turned off by it. just turned off. Now she's turned off by his closed-mindedness, and that's his truth. And they say these things to each other. She tells him he's closed-minded. He tells her that she's artificial. And so that's the conversation they have. Not even considering, and I'll say this as often as I think of it, is what is really important, what really matters here. But he is just thinking, I'm sorry, I just can't do this. That's a conversation to be had. And that, because she's wondering, what is it about my not having this stuff on that has anything to do with who I really am? But then that becomes the truth. So that's just an example of people have two different ideas about the same thing and they struggle to come together and make sense of how they are going to navigate that problem, that difference. And there are lots of other ideas that are much stronger than makeup. Some people don't believe there's a God. Some people don't believe there are different races of people. Just a lot of things. Truths that they live their lives by. And my question in all of this is, where's the love? Is that, how are you showing me that you love me by the way you are acting? And let's go back to our couple. What is loving about her calling him closed-minded or narrow-minded? What is loving about his saying she is artificial? What's loving about that? And then the larger question again is what really matters here? Well, people are in love, married to their truths. And those truths keep them from being loving to other people. And it's only in their willingness to love unselfishly, to love authentically, to love without regard for artificial things. I use that word for external things. But then again, I don't know. If they decide, we can't do this, then they agreed to not try to force something that they don't want to be bothered with. And that's their truths. So that's kind of cool, I think. If you say, I can't do this, you say, I can't do this, then they go their separate ways. They don't have to try to work it out. They can just honor each other's truth, and which is the same thing that I'm offering. You can honor it and try to work it out, or you can honor it and not. I think you're loving in both cases. Because if you are that enchanted with your truth, then you are closed to any other possibilities. You may or may not lose. That may be the best thing for you. But the whole idea with loving and loving radically is basically abandoning something that keeps you from being in a better relationship with somebody that you really care about. And when you do that, you say to them and you show them that you are what matters to me more than anything. And so let's figure out how we can work through our differences and the way we see things. And then you have to listen. You have to take a not knowing position. You got to be accepting, all of the things that I'm talking about. And these things they interweave in and out of relationships or this larger system of what it means to love radically or to know how to love somebody, because they are connected. And it all comes back to loving. At the end of it comes back to, how do I show you that I love you by the way I treat you? So, truth is in the eye of the beholder, and it's up to you how you choose to navigate that truth with somebody you love. But I have to ask you, what is the most important thing? Until next time, Dr. Deborah here.